On. Good afternoon, Mr. Farooq. It's a pleasure to have you here and also to have an understanding about your business and what kind of strategies that you will like to follow in the future. So, my first question on the same lines would be what are the different growth drivers that you feel have been driving your business over the past decade or so?
Okay, so actually, we are representing two world-class companies in this exhibition. One is a company which is manufacturing test tables from a company called Erfi in Germany, and the other one is a company which is manufacturing industrial chairs, especially the ESD, electrostatic discharge chairs, which are both products are required in the electronic industry. Now, both these products are world-class products, and I have 35 years of manufacturing experience in electronics before I sold my business to Mitsubishi 5 years back. Now this business is headed by my son. Now what I noticed is that in the traditional form, people used to use very ordinary equipment, and there used to be a lot of reluctance in using good quality products. So, and when we used to go abroad, we used to see Siemens and Bosch using really world-class instrumentation tables and instrumentation equipment and state-of-the-art equipment, and all of that used to matter in the quality and the way they used to get, what they say is quality first time right. Whereas as Indian designers, we used to always struggle. You make one product and then you have to redesign the product, and we go to number of iterations on the product. Now what is defining the market today is that the people are aware that they need to spend for quality. Second thing is, this is driven by the fact that since we are now competing globally, all the Indian manufacturers understand that they have to be as good as the global competitor. So if they don't use the equipments and test equipments which are of the standards, all the German EN standards and IEC standards, and which nobody used to bother about. As you know, earlier India mein chalta hai chalega used to be the Jugaad chalega. Now, most of the Indian companies have actually now tied up with a lot of multinationals as joint ventures. So you can see a lot of quality control and the cost, the quality control sense is coming into the Indian manufacturers because they are collaborating with companies. They are doing joint ventures. They are doing kit manufacturing. They buy kits and they manufacture. Notwithstanding people who import from China and assemble the kits, primarily people who are working with German, American, European companies tend to implement a large quality in their product, and they will not sacrifice on the capital cost. And of course the policies of the government have become very pro people to invest in quality, investment in capital. They have duty drawbacks, and many of the features that Make in India and all this government is giving it's like a 5-star hotel which used to get facility in importing because they had free foreign exchange. Like the same way, electronic manufacturing is now free to import so many things. Like R&D department can import without paying duty. That is definitely helping, and that is what is driving the market. Second thing is that the defense and the government laboratories, especially which I knew these companies 30 years back, and they used to not spend. They used to prefer to buy very ordinary equipment, Whereas now they want the best equipment in the world. They want the best equipment in the world, and we are seeing really the government and the defense and the officers and the scientists from various BEL and ITI and all the government office like Navy dockyard and all, their engineers are top class engineers, really top class. I mean, you always used to think government engineers, they are babu log, but they are top class. They are really top class, and they know what they want. So with our products, which are world class products, we are finding that we are getting a good growth in the market. Business going growth.
I have a second question, which is a lead up to the first. In that scenario, is what do you think on a global scale competition will be like for your business? So when I say what competition would be like, so what are the other businesses which can compete with your business and maybe eat away a share as of today? Because I'm seeing a lot of convergence in marketing happening, where one is cannibalizing the other category in itself altogether. And so is there any challenge on that? And what are the steps that you're trying to take?
Unfortunately, if this question would have been asked 5 years ago when I was a manufacturing company, I would have given a very good answer to you. But having sold my own manufacturing and design company, and now I am distributing imported products, so my focus is to sell these products in India. So really speaking, I'm a little bit on the wrong foot to answer you this question. But looking at my experience, and if you ask me as a generalist, as to what you see for electronics industry in India, then maybe if you allow me, I can give you a remark on that. See, electronics manufacturing industry in India has a long way to catch up. Very long way to catch up. They have been too long in the chalta hai, chalega category. And they missed the bus. They have missed the bus. Honestly, they have missed the bus. So my advice to the electronic manufacturing company would be to go outside and buy technology. Get into collaborations. Then only you will be able to make products which are of high class quality. Indian products are not good quality. Honestly, whether it is test equipment, oscilloscopes. Yes, I can see in Bangalore a lot of work going on in the embedded sector. That is making the small boards and making the build-up things, writing software, middleware. But products where people can buy, say like you buy a Tektronix oscilloscope or a Keysight or this, and you see the quality of that. I don't think in India people are making. Products नहीं बना सकते. अच्छे quality का product mass produce नहीं कर सकते. We miss the bus. And one of the reasons we miss the bus is that most of our engineers in the last 30 years completed their BE electronics, either went abroad or joined software. And they missed the manufacturing thing that we required, which machine tool industry got, and our machine tool industry is very good. That's why you see our automotive sector doing very well. That is because the machine tool manufacturers stuck to the engineering. They got the engineers to design the machines, and today our machine manufacturing industry is doing very well. That's why your automotive is doing well, na?
A third question to the same lines. I'll try to keep the line simple. Is that you are now a channel partner to a big client, and you are a promoter of that same brand out in India. So what are the challenges that you face in these lines? So challenges in terms of as a promoter of somebody else's business. So I'm sure there will be a lot of constraints. And what are the steps that you take as an individual Indian to beat those as well?
See, fortunately, both our channel partners, our principals are from Germany. Both the products have the Made in Germany brand, and they're really, really good quality. So as far as going to a customer and convincing on the quality, there's no problem. They see the product, they see Made in Germany, they are speechless. Cost is a problem. They always worry, I want it, but this ice cream is too expensive for me. That's a problem, and this is we have to face. Fortunately for us, we are not selling a product from China. Because China, there's a lot of restriction. Like if I was representing a company from China, I would not have been able to sell in the defense. But because it's a German product, I can go into defense, government laboratory, and I'm welcome with open hands. So this is a plus part. The negative part is people who have very little budget cannot afford these imported equipments. And even if you say we have volume ESD and we have industrial chairs which are the best quality, and they say, okay, your chair costs 15,000 rupees, whereas we are used to buying chairs at 3,000 rupees. They forget that they have to change it every year, but we are giving 5-year guarantee for our chair. But those who want to buy, they buy.
So if I divide your business altogether, who are your primary 80% of the business or the kind of clients that you have, the 80% of them, and how do you reach to them as well? And the rest of the 20%, how do you cater to their needs and their reach? Okay, so if you can just give me a slight idea on that.
Most of our clients are those people who buy very expensive test and measuring equipment. Like they would be buying Keysight, Kitli, or spectrum analyzers and oscilloscopes, or build very expensive testing equipment themselves. Like we have supplied to a very big project for a missile. This project in BrahMos missile project we have supplied, where the equipments are so expensive that वो table के cost को देखते भी नहीं है. Though the table is pretty expensive, which we give them, the test and measuring table, very expensive, but they have purchased it. So that is the way. The second thing is that most of our distributors, we have an all India rights for both the products that we represent. That is Urfi and Worksys. Urfi for the test tables and Worksys for the industrial chairs. So we are selling it through our partners are mainly distributors or dealers for Keysight and Kitli and all. So these people have been selling these products in the government and the private sector for years. So they have already a communication lineup with the purchase and the department heads and things like that. Another sector which is buying our products is the automotive sector. So people like Hero Honda, TVS, they are buying our products.
So why is it?
Yeah. Because you see, all these companies are very high on quality standards. So their laboratories, their test equipment, their repair centers. Because nowadays in four-wheeler and two-wheeler, a large amount of electronics is used. And these electronics need to be qualified and tested every 6 months, validated, calibrated and things like that. So most of these automotive companies have laboratories. And these laboratories have to be of the level where the whole factory is. If you were to go to a TVS factory or a Suzuki factory or a Honda, these factories are as good as a Japanese factory. Okay. So you won't find them like what I call as a typical Indian manufacturer. And the moment you enter the gate, you see as if you are in a different zone. In matching with that zone, they prefer to use world-class products and call it, and that's why they will buy. Another area we are focusing on is pharma industry. Because we have a lot of products for especially the chairs, for the drug and food industry. There's the safe areas, what they call as clean areas, GMP areas. So GMP areas mein we are getting a lot of breakthroughs there. Okay. And they also use a lot of test equipments and things like that. Okay.
Final two questions, and one of it would be biased as well. Biased question from EFY and the other question is a question like, what are the different strategies that you apply on a marketing level in terms of promoting your brand across board and also getting into the clientele that you wish to reach to? So if you can just tabulate some 2-3 steps. And yeah.
So first of all, we have the direct strategy. Because we know the market, because we were selling program logic controllers to an entire gamut of customers. So the product I chose for my son to take care here, the Urfi and are directly going to the customers that we know of. Okay. So we already had 4,000, 5,000 customers who knew Messung well. Okay. Like the whole automotive industry, whole pharma industry, whole textile industry knows us well. Government and defense was a new market which my son discovered, which was not our clientele. Because we were selling Mitsubishi products that time, and Mitsubishi had a strict no-no for defense. So that was direct marketing. Second thing is, and this is where EFI can help, as you said, what EFI can do. City-wise, if you can make, business meetings paid by people like me, city-wise, like Pune, Bombay, Bangalore, this is something we love to attend. Okay? Smaller events, but well-coordinated city-wise.
Okay. That's the next vision for us, actually. We want to get into...
Like this.
I understand. A conference in a 5-star where... Yeah. So you would be more than interested in doing it.
Yes, because that is the networking which we can do, which is more important. Because this exhibition mein, decision maker ke sath networking karna sabse important hota hai. Correct. And the next step is taking the product to the second level, third level and showing them. That we, as it is doing... But breakthrough is the networking with the decision maker.
Perfect. So we have taken this feedback, and I have been also trying to get this done internally, and hopefully in a couple of months when I settle down here even more, I think so these things will keep on coming over. So thank you, Mr. Farooq. It was a pleasure to have you here, and thanks for your time. Thank you. Bye-bye.